Hello once again, Wildcats. Paul Roper joined by the head coach Scott Abel for another edition of Coach's Corner. The Cats getting ready for the home opener against Barton College this Saturday, coming off of a 35-17 loss to Jacksonville State, a team that's bound for Conference USA at the FBS level. And Coach, we saw a lot of promising things on Saturday. We'll start off with the quarterback play. We saw both Luke Durkin and Jaden Waddell get some snaps in, and each of them threw a touchdown pass.
They did. So many good things that we can take away from Saturday. There's a lot of learning moments, right? The few turnovers, a couple special teams miscues, right? Need to finish a couple drives or make a few more plays there on defense. But at the end, you look back and you're able to evaluate the things you want to evaluate coming out of week one. And one of those was the play of our quarterbacks. And coming into this game, we knew we were going to play both of them. They both played well. I'm really pleased with their execution, and that gives us a lot of confidence moving forward as we head into our next, non-conference opponent, really ramping up for our conference play.
On Saturday, defense, we saw a lot of newcomers mixed in, including Cameron Willis, who had an interception in his debut. What do you have to say about his performance and the rest of how the defense played on Saturday?
Well, we're really pleased, right? I thought coming into the game, we talked about what were some of the traits of this defense, right? I said we could run. That proved to be true. We won't play a faster team all year than Jacksonville State. I thought our defensive guys flew to the football, thought we played aggressively, and most important, we controlled the line of scrimmage. And when you do that, you have a shot. What a great play by Cam there. Made a great interception in his college debut. And then, you saw some other guys who really getting their first opportunity at this level. Daniel Carter, who was a special team guy for us last year, but as a sophomore, played really well at the safety position. Brian Jacobs, being a full-time starter, played really well. So I'm excited, about what that side of the football brought to the table Saturday, and I look forward to how they're going to grow and continue to improve.
The aforementioned Daniel Carter led the Cats with 8 tackles during Saturday's game. Another player who filled the stat sheet was Julian Rollins. He had a heck of a debut last year against Stetson that included a sack. But in this game this past Saturday, 6 tackles. He also had a pass deflection at the line of scrimmage. A great day for the Huffs product.
Well, he did. Julian is just a sophomore and played a ton last year as a freshman. Really talented young man, local product for us, which we're excited about. And just every day he gets better. And this is really, his sophomore year has the opportunity to be a huge breakout year for him. And if Saturday's any indication, I think the sky's the limit for him this year.
Coy Williams will be featured in our player profile. He was a player who celebrated senior day with the rest of his classmates last November at Richardson Stadium. But a few weeks after the season ended at Kennesaw State, it was announced that he would return for a 5th year. What made that possible?
Well, a lot goes into it for us to bring a young man back for a 5th year, to use a redshirt year. The first thing is the academic piece. How does that work out here? We don't have grad school. We don't have grad opportunities. So it can be done a couple ways. Lewis, who did it, as well, last year, decided he would take a couple extra courses, get another minor, right? Never really left the campus. In Coy's situation, he took the spring semester off, went home and worked, did some internship, got some experience, and saved his last semester of coursework for this fall. So, there's a couple ways to go about it. Really excited that you get that kind of leader back, right? That kind of production back in your backfield. And but most importantly, the type of person he is, right? Coy is one of those teammates, right? One of those players that makes everyone around them better. And so we're very blessed that he decided to make that decision to come back for a 5th year and hopefully pave the way for more Wildcats in the future to do that.
Coy, a preseason All-American by Hero Sports, also had 15 touchdowns last year. He's only the 3rd Wildcat in the history of the program to have 15 rushing touchdowns in one season. Well, you're back home for the next few weeks. 3 of the next 4 at Richardson Stadium. It'll start against Barton on Saturday. This community continues to rally behind the team. FanFest was great a couple of years ago. What have you noticed from this community in terms of the build-up to the season? Now the Cats are ready to return to play at home.
Well, I think the first thing that jumps off is it feels normal for us, and we've talked about that in our previous coaches show. But I think for the fans, it's back to normal as well, right? COVID is still very much a thing in our communities and our society, but The community and societies are learning, how to deal with it and how to handle that, and that gives people more confidence to come to bigger events. Our crowds have grown each and every year we've been here, and I expect this year to be the best home crowd atmosphere we've ever seen here. You see our community rallying behind the football program probably better and bigger than it ever has, and I'm excited for that. Look forward to seeing that crowd out Saturday. We received a ton of positive feedback from last Saturday, our fans that were watching online that couldn't make the trip to Alabama, and that gives us just so much energy, right, but momentum behind us going into our home opener.
And another player with a great performance, focused on the offensive side of the ball, Mccurdy led the way with 76 rushing yards, 11 carries, and had an outstanding touchdown to start off the scoring for the Cats this season.
He really did. Mark is now entering his junior campaign for us. He's played a ton since he arrived here, and you can see his talent. He had a great Saturday for us, made some great plays for us, and that's how the system's built. As the game went on, right, our quarterbacks and James Waddell, right, had broken some runs in our option game. That opened up some perimeter runs and some opportunities for some other guys, and Mark took full advantage of it, as did a lot of our guys. But Mark's a great weapon for us. We will always try to find creative ways to get him the football.
Team will play 3 home games in the next 4 weeks. It starts Saturday against Barton College. They're a very young program, but have managed to have some success. Had a winning season last year against mostly SEC opponents who they went 5-5 against last year. They have a very good running back in Jordan Terrell, who had the second most rushing yards in Division II. What's the game plan against him?
Well, for us, it's what our game plan is each and every week. We have to rally to the football. We have to gang tackle. And for us, the keys each and every week be gap sound. Everyone do their job, 11 people doing 11 jobs. And if we do that, then we have a shot to slow him down. I think a quality back like that, you're not going to completely stop. You want to slow him down. You want to limit the big plays and make him work for it in other ways.
Well, we'll focus on a terrific week of preparation as well as another home opener that's coming up on Saturday against Barton College. Coach, thanks as always for your time. Good luck this week.
Thanks, Paul.
He's head coach Scott Abel. I'm Paul Roper. Remind you to tune into our radio broadcast. It'll start at 6:30 on the Davidson Sports Network from Learfield and WHIP 1350 and 99.3. If you go to the game and you're a Davidson College student, free T-shirts. I know I love free T-shirts when I was a student, so be sure to pack Richardson Stadium. We'd love to see you there as the Cats begin the home portion of the 2022 campaign against the Barton College Bulldogs. My name is Paul Roper. Thank you for joining us this week for Coach's Corner. We'll see you next time. Coach's Corner is presented by Atrium Health.